नमस्कार। KSAS टॉक जो कुरोम स्कूल ऑफ एडवांस साइंसेस अमेरिका स्थित इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ एडवांस साइंसेस का भारत स्थित शोध केंद्र है, उसका जो मासिक टॉक सीरीज है, उसके अंतर्गत आज हम लोग यहाँ पर उपस्थित हुए हैं। आज के स्पीकर हैं डॉक्टर सौरभ यादव, आप
Recording in
असिस्टेंट
progress.
डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, स्कूल ऑफ लाइफ साइंसेस, H.N.B. गढ़वाल यूनिवर्सिटी, जो कि एक सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी है श्रीनगर गढ़वाल में। आज का टॉपिक है IPR एज द ड्राइवर ऑफ इनोवेशंस। KSAS टॉक बेसिकली विज्ञान, दर्शन, संस्कृत, समाज, इतिहास, साहित्य, अलग अलग क्षेत्रों के जो मानिंद हमारे विद्वान होते हैं, उनको लेकर जीवन जगत समाज की जो व्यवहारिक समस्या है, उस समस्या को सामने रख चर्चा करने का हम लोग प्रयास करते हैं। इसी क्रम में आज हम लोगों के बीच में KSAS टॉक के अंतर्गत डॉक्टर सौरभ यादव जी उपस्थित हैं। आपका सर स्वागत है।
नमस्कार। Can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. A very good evening to all of you. I'm very thankful to KSAS Talk Series and also thankful to the director of KSAS and all the organizers, Dr. Alok and Rajkumar ji. And I'm very, I can say that I'm both nervous and happy to interact with you because my guru, Professor Praveen Verma sir, has also joined as at the start of the event. Professor Balram Singh sir has told me that will also join soon, and I saw my WhatsApp that sir has also asked me that I'm there. So it's both a very good moment. First of all, with the blessings of my guru, I will start discussing on the topic. And I'll share my screen. That it is written host disabled participant screen sharing. Do I need to get permission from you or something? I'm unable to share my screen.
Yeah, I will do that. Hold on.
The administrator had to, I think, allow.
Yeah.
You make him as a co-host.
Yeah, done.
Okay. So in all these in online sessions, mostly these are part and parcels of, these are all glitches, we can say. Sometimes screen will not move, sometimes voice will be jarring. So hopefully the screen is moving. 1, 2. Is it fine?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fine.
Okay. So many thanks to the organizers, and I'll start my topic, that is IPR drivers of innovation. And as we all know nowadays in this research ecosystem, the first and the foremost thing is, most of the time when we were doing PhD, when we were doing our MSc, then this topic was never ever covered in the, like what you call, in the syllabus of our MSc courses, or in BSc, it was not at all there. But later, soon in the syllabus, this topic was very much integrated, and now it is part of our life. And the government is also planning and doing much activities to promote, to disseminate, and to inculcate a research ecosystem. And nowadays, it is popularly known as innovation ecosystem, or IPR ecosystem in the country. And to start with it, the first and the foremost thing is, since it is a technical and a legal kind of subject, I'll start with what is discovery and what is an invention. What is discovery? We all are in this field of science, and we know that discovery is mere finding of the subject matter. Whenever anything is being discovered and it is already existent, that is discovery. But what is invention then? Invention is solution to a technical problem. When there is a technical problem, then the solution leads to, means invention and solution both are related. So that is a thin line difference between discovery and invention. And then later, what is invention versus innovation? Means nowadays we all talk about invention and innovation, and these words are interchangeably used nowadays. But there is a difference between invention and innovation. Invention can be defined as first time creation of any product, and innovation then is someone improvises upon the existing invention and comes up with something good or better or not of inferior quality, then that forms a kind of innovation. Steve Jobs or Apple is a very good example. We'll share and we'll discuss in the subsequent slides. For example, if we take an example of microprocessor, then microprocessor for the first time when it was invented, when that was invented, then microprocessor by itself was nothing, that just a kind of circuitry built on a small piece, and that was known as a microprocessor, and that was part of the invention. But later when people tried to use that microprocessor in plethora of different devices, and then it created a kind of innovation in different devices. Now if we want to understand what is invention and innovation, then I can draw an analogy between these two things. Suppose we all, sometimes in our life, we have all seen a water body, a pond, a lake, or a river, or an ocean, or any water body, or a simple pool of water. What is invention? Let's take an example of pebble. अगर एक पत्थर, एक चिकना सा पत्थर मोस्टली हम सबने अपनी लाइफ में किया होगा. When we take that pebble and we directly try to throw in a pool of water, then what happens? That pebble goes and then creates a ripple effect. So what is that pebble? The pebble should be considered as an invention, and when the ripples are created, then that ripples is a kind of innovation. Now I can relate this with inventor also. The person who throws the pebble, is the real inventor, or the first time creating a kind of a product that is related to invention. He is the inventor. But on the other side, if somebody is standing on the side or on the banks or on the shore, and he is analyzing that at what pattern the ripples would be high and then low and then subside, he is the person entrepreneur. Means he eventually sees when where the wave will be top and when it will come down. So this is the very good correlation between invention, innovation, inventor, and entrepreneur. Now, as the President of India in 2015, in his presidential address at Rashtrapati Bhavan, he told that innovation is the currency of the future. Innovation converts research into wealth. We all are related to science, and we are into means creating some new product, some new technologies, some abiotic stress tolerant plants, and many more such things. So, why we are doing research? We are doing research for the benefit of the mankind, but somewhere or the other it has to be related with the economy of the country, because a country is a well developed country, or it is going towards development in its trajectory when it is creating its research and converting it into the wealth. Now, as I told, innovation, as I've already told you, but this was given in the book of Discipline of Innovation, Harvard Business Review. And here you can see a simple cartoon representation of innovation. There are many people, but the one who is in green color is moving towards innovation, means he is thinking something out of the box solution for any kind of problem. Now you can see this slide. In this slide, if we see where innovation is being linked in this slide, the first one is the person who is drowning. He is not having any kind of solution. He is drowning. The second one is having an umbrella, but still he can drown. But the third panel in the slide shows that it is just a cartoon representation, that if they are inverting the umbrella and thinking that this umbrella would somehow act as a boat, then this thinking or inculcation of idea will lead to innovation. Everybody knows he is the CEO of Apple, Steve Jobs, and he is known as a poster boy of innovation, because he has created and means he has created iPod, which is itself a kind of revolutionary technology. See, in the Indian Express, if you can see the economic survey, Mostly we Indians, we all believe in Jugaad technology. Jugaad technology is also known as in other sense terminology. That Jugaad technology is known as frugal innovation. Frugal innovation means something somehow जोड़ तोड़ के अगर कोई चीज सॉल्व हो जाती है, then that is जुगाड़. So what economic survey says? Economic survey says that focus on R&D, research and development. Jugaad can take you only this far. Means it is the termination of Jugaad technology, and shifting towards R&D, serious R&D is needed. The similar thing is in the Business Today paper also, that no Jugaad, boost research and development, spend, says the economic survey. If you want to be in ahead in the march to modernity and civilization. So what our country, what our government has given, they have given a national intellectual property rights policy, that is IPR, national IPR policy, and the tagline or the phrase which they have used is Rachnatmak Bharat, Abhinav Bharat. Nowadays, as we have all shifted, means a kind of transition is there towards IPR policy. So creative India, innovative India, unless and until some idea pops up in the mind, then that idea leads to invention, that invention leads to innovation, and that innovation leads to the means a better technology and better wealth and better means for the betterment of the mankind. So creative India and innovative India is the tagline of IPR policy. And here this is a very good slide that shows the eras of technology generation, eras of technology generation. What you can see here is there are two axes you can see here. Just focus on the bottom part of the slide, that is bold blue line, that is written industrial revolution. If we will focus in the industrial revolution, what we can see in the first wave, sorry.
Go ahead, I'll fix that.
Okay. So the bottom part of the slide, that is bold blue line showing industrial revolution, that means in 1745 the first wave was related to iron, water, power. Then the second wave shifted towards steam, more advanced power technology, railroad. Then the third wave was related to electricity, chemicals. Then the fourth wave was related to petrochemicals, electronics, and aviation. Here you can see from starting from the first wave to the fourth wave, this whole was related to industrial revolution, and this was considered as a subsequent rise in the waves of innovation. Now, this is a transition point, and if you can see in the bottom part of the slide, the bold red line, what it shows knowledge driven revolution. Now the focus is being shifted, has been shifted from industrial revolution to the knowledge driven revolution, and that is the fifth wave leading to the sixth wave, and so on so forth. Means digital network technology, software technology, information technology, biotechnology, sustainability, biomimicry, green, nanotechnology, many more things are going to come in the near future. That means this is leading towards a betterment, and a good sign of wave is there. And that is now possible because of the knowledge driven revolution, means more advancement due to the knowledge generation and knowledge application. Now here, this is one of the very good representation of what I have talked in the previous slide, that in the pre-industrial era, that era was known as brick and mortar economy. Brick and mortar economy means patthar, gara, bajri, chuna, what all means mitti, जिनसे हम घर बनाते थे, यूज करते थे. Brick and mortar economy. Brick and mortar economy means a very simple thing. In the earlier time, the kings and the jamindars and all those people were considered to be rich and influential in the society, who were having more capital, more means not related to knowledge, but they were having more land, more animals, more this houses, gold, ornaments, all those things. So this is represented, a very good representation is in the form of a pie chart. You can see here knowledge forms very less part. In colored blue, you can see in the pie chart, knowledge forms less part, capital is more, and maximum part is labor. But in the industrial era, what is you can see It is the knowledge has increased to manifold, the capital has also increased, and labor has decreased. Means we have moved or entered into the knowledge-driven economy, and that is related to innovation. Then what is the rationale of all those things? Then patents are there to stimulate the innovation or invention or to encourage investment. The inventor receives an exclusive right that I will discuss later on. That is, patents is there, trademark is there, copyright is there, and other things are there. So moving on to the second part of the lecture, intellectual property, which is the buzzword nowadays. And the thing related to it is know your rights. अधिकार को हमें जानना चाहिए, क्या अधिकार हमारे पास हैं, क्या हम यूज कर सकते हैं, अगर हम जानेंगे तो शायद हम एक्सरसाइज कर पाए. So there are three words. IPR, there are three words, I, P, and R. I'll go to the first word, that is intellectual. Intellectual, we all know it is related to the top tier of the human body of the Homo sapiens. That means head. Intellectual is related to the thinking ability, the intellect, and the reasoning, logical ability. A very common word, that is intellectual. What happens here? What happens here? Even if there is intellectual ability, but you need to come up and do something related to the some idea, and you have to unlock your brain. Then only new ideas or invention will come up, and that can be used for the invention or innovation later on. Now the second word is property. Property in its purest sense is something which is adding to the capital to your account. It may be Gitanjali jewels, it can be Tanishq, it can be a building, it can be money, it can be gold, it can be property, money, or anything that forms a kind of property, mutual funds, anything. Why there is a need to explain this word property, even if we all know? Because in intellectual property, first of all, we need to know that what kind of property is there with the research kind of people and the scientists. Right, everybody knows this is simple a representation of rights. Now, introduction to IPR. Moving ahead, what is IPR? IPR is about the creation of mind, which must be new, original in the global context, and are granted to the creators of the IP by the government, concerned government of the given country. For example, in India, the government of India will give the rights, or they will allow the creator or the inventor so that they may be more and more motivated to do something good and to have the exclusive right on their IP rights. They can have it. These are time limited rights, means it cannot be perpetual. It cannot be for infinite time. You have to have the time limited rights. For example, patent is having 20 years, others are having less, means lesser tenure. These are mostly territorial rights, except the copyright, which is a global right. So, IPR, to summarize, IPR is a catalyst of scientific, technological, and economic development for any country. IP is a body of law that gives ownership right to the creative people, but the mandatory thing is you have to disclose your work for the benefit of mankind. For example, whenever we are reading a research paper, and even if we have disclosed everything, the paper has been published, but even then there is something which, if anybody wants to repeat that experiment or anything, they may get or may not get. But in patenting or in IPR, you have to disclose your work so that others may replicate whenever they are trying to uh, forge any kind of licensing or merger or anything. So they have to disclose their work. Now, as I have told you, that property, what is the meaning of property? Here, the second line tells these IPR rights protect the work of the innovators from being copied or imitated without their consent. You cannot copy it, you cannot imitate it. You will be sued because it is a technical, it is a legal subject. So, like any other form of property, IP rights can be used, can be sold, can be loaned, can be gifted, and even stolen. For example, I have shown you in property, Tanishq, land, and other kind of property. They are your property, they are our property, but they can be stolen. They can be, उस पे कब्जा हो सकता है, उसको कोई चुरा सकता है. तो इसी तरीके से आपकी भी आईपीआर राइट्स को चोरी भी किया जा सकता है. उसका एक अलग टॉपिक है, दैट इज अनदर पार्ट ऑफ द लेक्चर एंड वेरी on the other side. The question comes, why I am today discussing this topic? The question is very clear. Why to protect? Why do I need to protect? जरूरत क्या है प्रोटेक्ट करने की? So this Joseph Schumpeter popularized this circle or this diagram as a theory of economic innovation, also known as theory of creative destruction. Again, I will repeat, this is theory of creative destruction. Their destruction here is used in a positive sense, because whenever, if we start from here, if we focus here, the first one is creation. The idea comes in our mind. The scientists or the researchers, they try to create or they come up with something big or something novel or something innovative. This creation of idea leads to the application. When there will be application, then only we will think about solving it. So there is a problem, we are solving it. That means it is having an application. That application, if it is good and novel and worthy, then we will go for protection. Because if that will not be protected, anybody can steal it, copy it, infringe it, and then we cannot do anything. We cannot go into the legalities because we have lost the chance of protecting it. So this IPR cycle is known as theory of creative destruction, because creation, application, protection, and then it leads to the successful business. It means, why I'm calling it, because just take the example of television. Initially, if we take the example of television, what kind of television which we all were watching when we were seeing Ramayana? There was a big black and white television. अब टीवी से भी ज्यादा बड़ा एंटीना होता था. एंटीना को कोई ना कोई पकड़ता था, अगर वो घूम जाता था तो दिक्कत होती थी. उसके बाद ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट टीवी, उसके बाद शटर वाली टीवी, देन दैट ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट टीवी के बाद क्या आया? कलर टीवी. कलर टीवी विथ रिमोट, देन no antenna, then no stabilizer. Means a kind of, you can see the how the profile of the TV or the means innovative potential of that TV is going ahead. Then what came? Then came plasma TV, flat TV, smart TV, HD ready. और आज के डेट में बहुत और वेरिएंट्स आ गए हैं जो अपने ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट टीवी के काउंटर पार्ट से बहुत वे अहेड हैं. That's why I'm calling it theory of creative destruction. टीवी तो आया शुरू में ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट, but that black and white was totally gone nowadays, because we are having something big and new and more important. So what is intangible and tangible? Tangible, anything that can be touched, seen, and easily quantified. For example, car, houses, land, or anything. IPR falls into the category of intangible property. It is immaterial, unseen, and not easily quantified. Nowadays, most of the companies, they are quantifying it by analyzing the IP portfolio, and that is something else. And then only they come up that which company is having good IP portfolio than the other companies. So intellectual property falls in that. Now, we know that there is a government organization, National Innovation Foundation, India, an autonomous body of the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. And this NIF is catering to the needs of most of the grassroots innovators. Means if there are people who are having some kind of innovative concepts, or they are having a prototype and they're unable to make it, so they cater to those innovators. And here you can see a cartoon representation, and this cartoon representation or a kind of picture which is shown here, it is having a question mark. And this I have taken from the brochure of NIF only. What kind of inventions can be protected? क्या प्रोटेक्ट करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए। अगर इस पिक्चर में हम देखें, देन वी कैन सी देयर the whole sole aim is to protect the food item. And what they have done, they have hanged it. They are the mice is coming, the rats are coming, and they are falling from there and they are dying. But this is nothing big. This is just a kind of assumption. This is a kind of idea. This is a kind of thought. These simple innovative thoughts, when it is coming on the first instance while solving a problem, then we can come up with something innovative in the later future. So this is just an example. The second example is also there. Suppose there are plants in the field and we want to protect it with rain. A small kid or a small child, he will simply bring an umbrella. He will try to cover up some kind of four tiny plants, and he will think that no, that is according to my logic, I have protected it. But we should not ignore such simple things, because these kind of thoughts will only give the boost to come up with some good invention. So moving ahead, these are different types of IPR. Moving in a clockwise manner, starting from the center point, we are having different kinds of IPRs. The ways to protect. The first one is copyright and related rights. The second one is industrial designs, moving in the clockwise manner, patents, then trade secrets, then geographical indications, popularly known as GIs, then trademarks, then layout of integrated circuits, to name these things. So now, trademarks, distinctive sign. What is trademark? We all know that trademark means Lipton chai, Nokia mobile. There are many examples. So Rin means soap, Surf Excel, Tide, many, there are many, Bikaner or anything. So what is a trademark? Trademark is a distinctive sign used by a business entity to identify itself and to protect it from the counterparts or the other competitors. It can be an image, it can be a symbol, logo, and the initial term of protection is of 10 years, and that can be renewed indefinitely. And different symbols are there: trademark, service mark, registered trademark. And these are the examples. Name, as I have told you, is a Coca-Cola. Logo type is a Nike and McDonald's. Then shape, color, and many more things may be used as a trademarks. Now, this is a timeline of Pepsi logo. Whenever there is a trademark, it undergoes transformation to make it more attractive, more lucrative, and more consumer friendly, so that people can identify just by the logo itself that what brand or what product we are discussing and talking about. Suppose we are so much related to this logo that if somebody removes PEPSI, Pepsi, from any of these logo, means sorry, not any of the logos, in the logos starting the three last logos, if you just pay attention, then Pepsi in 1998, then 2003, and today. Even if Pepsi is not written, but still consumers are so much related to this brand that they will just identify it. And that's why the company wants its trademark to be very attractive. Now, what is industrial design? Industrial design simply means it protects the visual design of the objects. Any object, if it is, take the very simple example of mineral water. Mineral water, in the first bottle, if somebody removes the wrapper of the bottle, then even the wrapper is removed and the cap is sealed, people can identify that it is the bottle of Aquafina. The second bottle, if the wrapper is removed, sealed condition is there, then that is the bottle of Kinley. And the third one is very popular, that is Bisleri. Means people can even recognize the makers of the mineral water by simply analyzing the industrial design. And it protects the visual design of the objects. It can be the creation of shape, It can be of any kind of pattern to add the aesthetic value to the product. It can be a 2 to 3 dimensional pattern used to produce a product, industrial commodity, or anything. The protection is for 10 years, which can be further renewed for 5 years. This is another very important thing. Nowadays, the government has floated a new concept that one district, one product, one station, one product. And whenever, if you might have noticed that whenever you will go across any of the stations, then most of the stations, if you try to focus, railway stations, if you'll try to focus, then most of the stations, they are carrying a logo, one station, one product. Means if it is Goa, then they must be known by a product. If it is Muzaffarpur, they must be known by a product. If it is Muradabad, so they are trying to means vocal for local or Atmanirbhar Bharat, and many more such things is possible only when you try to identify and give value to the geographical indications of your area. These are the examples which I have written here. These are the examples. For example, Banarsi Pan, Banarsi Saris, Malihabadi Mangoes, Kanpur Leather, Muradabad Metal Craft, Saharanpur Wood Craft, Darjeeling Tea, Mysore Sandal Products, Feni, Kolhapuri Chappals, many more things. You can see the first black term written here is related to the geographical area or the place, and that forms the important USP of the, and these are all from Uttar Pradesh. Since the lecture is in Lucknow, I'm from Gorakhpur, and I just wanted to focus that now there are many more GIs, but I just focus that these things are means in the upper part, not everything. In the upper part, these things are related to Uttar Pradesh. Malihabadi mangoes, everybody knows from Lucknow. People from Lucknow, they know that the importance of Malihabadi mangoes in the June season of May, June, and then chicken embroidery and many more things you might be knowing better in more numbers. So geographical indications soon means 2 to 3 years back, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the government of India, they have given a kind of logo. This is a kind of logo that shows Atulya Bharat ki Amulya Nidhi, means invaluable treasures of incredible India. And this is the very attractive logo of GI for India. And when I was, means I have been born and brought up in Gorakhpur. My education, initial education was from Gorakhpur. Whenever I was watching all these terracottas, then a idea came into my mind that these are so beautiful figurines, and means creativity is very lively, very dynamic. Create means people, their artisans are there. Then why not they are getting the GI tag? And you can see here itself in May 2020, means 2020 में, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath congratulated his native place Gorakhpur for getting a GI tag for its traditional terracotta craft. Finally, this terracotta, which is very close to my heart, and this terracotta craft has given a special identity to the artisans and the workers of Gorakhpur, and they have got a means now a global look they are having, and it will surely benefit to the workers engaged in the trade of terracotta. Okay, so now it was all about GI, but actually, what is geographical indications? In literal sense, denominations used for any goods of a given quality or reputation which is related to or attributable to the geographical origin of that given place. That is GI. For example, if these Malihabadi oranges, they are growing in some different area apart from Lucknow, then there is a possibility, then you won't there is possibility that it will differ in the taste and color, maybe color. So it depicts a special quality or characteristics originating in a given area. Semiconductor Integrated Circuits Layout Design. This is a Design Act 2000. It protects the, whenever we see the IC board, then we will find that to us, for example, those who are not of electronics field or computers field, हमें हमेशा जितनी भी सर्किटरी होती है वो सब एक तरह की लगती है, ऐसा लगता है क्या है, सब तो सिंपल सेम चीज है, बट ऐसा नहीं है। इनकी जो डिजाइनिंग और सर्किटरी होती है, दिस नीड्स टू बी प्रोटेक्टेड बिकॉज other people or the competitors, they should not copy it. Another kind of protection is trade secrets. Everybody knows that Coca-Cola has protected its special secret recipe, and that is being protected. The you can see here a person standing and holding a recipe of Coca-Cola in front of a multi-million-dollar vault that supposedly holds the secret of Coca-Cola. And there was an issue also between Pepsi and Coca-Cola, that Pepsi has somehow managed to procure the this recipe of Coca-Cola. So this is the importance of IPR, that they have tried and never disclosed the recipe to its competitors. Now, what is copyright? Copyright, right from the beginning, when starting means when we were reading the books and every reading books or any literature, then this encircled C is always there, and that shows the sign of copyright. It is the exclusive right granted by government for a limited period of time. It is given to the people in literature, art, music, sound recordings, films, broadcasts, and many more things. The duration is maximum in copyright because it is life of the last surviving author plus 60 years. No, this is all the copyrights: literary, musical, sound recording, artistic, drama, films, and so on. You all know that there was a controversy in Three Idiots movie when it was when it came into the picture hall. Then there was a big controversy that the author of the famous writer Chetan Bhagat filed a case related to copyright on whom? On the producers of the film, that is Vidhu Vinod Chopra and the other people, because he claimed that they have lifted the heart and soul of his book, Five Point Someone. And he fought a legal battle, but I don't know what was means. Finally, you can see when the movie ends, if you will try to see on YouTube, when the movie ends, then on a very thin line, they have given credit that the story is inspired by Chetan Bhagat. But it is not the right way. You have to take permission, give proper means royalties to the writer of the books, and then only you can do that. Now, this is the means everybody knows Amitabh Bachchan. He mostly he recites the poem of his father, late Shri Harivansh Rai Bachchan ji. And as I have told you that the tenure is 60 years of the last surviving author, so he has also just questioned that this is rubbish, that 60-year rule, copyright rule is there. How you can say that after 60 years, the work of a popular writer will fall into the public domain? No, means this, since it is a legal topic, the plus minus and the debate goes on, whatever be the case, even if it is patent, even if it is copyright, even if it is trademark, if means similar trademark anybody is using, again a legal issue will pop up. So I think so I'm speaking from a long time, maybe a bit boring because it is something related to legal aspects. So I thought that if my video or the audio goes up, then you will have a musical 20 seconds or 10 seconds break. Let's see that whether it will go on or not. This is related to copied versus inspirational. The debate is related to the Bollywood. Let's see. Okay, that was the video. That was the video related to Sony Ericsson. Now, another.
कुछ प्ले हो नहीं रहा सर।
Okay. So what this slide shows, that simply shows that if you know what is IP, if you know what is rights, if you know how IPR can be protected, if you know how to sue, if anybody is stealing, infringing, copying, so on and so forth. So in the first video, if you can see, that was related to the advertisement launched by Sony Ericsson. The music was given by, if I'm not wrong, by the music director Ram Sampath. Now you can see this Times of India clipping that the Rakesh Roshans, they have to pay rupees 2 crore for pinching the music, because Ram Sampath was totally aware that my music for Sony Ericsson has been directly lifted and used in the movie Crazy 4. So that was a kind of a musical break I have used. So this slide explains there was a fight, debate, and then finally the out of court settlement was there, and the Russians, they have to pay the money for pinching the music. But that was possible only because the person was aware about his rights, and there was a facility or a kind of rights given to the inventor or the author or the copyright holder. This I'm not going to use it in detail. This is a Apple Patents foldable screen technology that bends multiple ways, and this is
वहां जाने के लिए ये रास्ता था।
okay. Now I will move. I have discussed of trademark. I have discussed this industrial design, then copyright, then geographical indications, then moving on to the patents. This is one of the most commonly used terminology nowadays. Whenever IPR comes, patents is related to it. What is patent then? A patent is a set of exclusive rights granted by a government to any person, that is inventor, for a fixed period of time in exchange for the regulated public disclosure of certain details of an invention. Means invention has to be fully disclosed. That should be having 3 criteria that will come on the other slide. And a modern patent provides the right to exclude others. You can, means the patent holder can exclude others from making, using, selling, offering for sale, or importing the patented invention. This is patent. It is being governed by 2 acts, that is Patent Act 1970 and Patent Rules 2003. And as Abraham Lincoln has been told once, that patent is a system that added the fuel of interest to the fire of the genius, so that something better comes that can be possibly used in innovative ways. Now, there are many criteria of patents. Here in very short, I'm not going into the detail. In very short, I will tell you 3 things written in blue, bold, that it has to be novel, new. Novelty should be there. Second, inventive step must be there. And it must be capable of industrial application. 3 things are there. One thing is very clear, it has to be new. The third thing is very clear, that it must be having industrial application. 2 things, 2 patentability criteria is very clear. But what is the meaning of inventive step? Inventive step means a person, it should be non-obvious. It is also known as non-obviousness. This inventive step / non-obviousness. It should be non-obvious to the person who is skilled in the art. Means if a person is of mathematics and the patent is related to mathematics, if the person is related to biotechnology, and he can very easily fish out and come up with, अरे ये तो 2 + 2 हो गया, 4 है ये, 2 + 2 4. Then the second criteria is failed. It has to be non-obvious to the person skilled in the art. I will take a very simple example. If there is rain outside and it is evening, means late evening, and the sun is about to set, but it is raining very heavily, what a person will think, and he is outside, not in home, he is moving, venturing outside, what he will think midway, that there should be a umbrella to protect him from rain, and there should be a light so that he can see the path, he can tread properly. So what he will think? He will think that there should be an umbrella having a bulb so that he can move. So umbrella plus bulb is not patentable because anybody can think and anybody can make it. So non-obviousness means if 2 + 2 is equal to 7 and it is workable, it is novel, it is having industrial application, then you are going to qualify for the patents in the first initial step. Means you have passed the eligibility criteria. Later, it's all attorneys or patent people will see that whether it can be patented or not. It is again
सर
a time-taking process.
या सर, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू, बट हम लोगों का पूरा हो गया। सर को जाना है किसी और मीटिंग में, तो नो,
So,
नाउ यू कैन कंक्लूड नाउ, क्योंकि
so
कुछ
in
कमेंट्स भी रहेंगे,
last
क्वेश्चंस भी।
last 2 minutes, I'll just finish
या
up.
प्लीज, या प्लीज।
Okay. So let's come to the last part of the topic, that dealing with IPR, intellectual property, types of intellectual property, trademarks, what is the outcome then? इतना जो कंट्री और हम लोग इतना दिन भर आईपीआर इकोसिस्टम इसकी बात कर रहे हैं, तो आउटकम क्या निकल के आ रहा है? आउटकम बहुत ही क्लियर है। यू कैन सी इनोवेशन फॉर नेशन। अगर हमारा इन्वेंशन, अगर हमारा आईपीआर, अगर हमारी रिसर्च देश के काम नहीं आ रही है, तो हम कुछ बड़ा नहीं कर रहे हैं। कर तो रहे हैं, बड़ा नहीं कर रहे हैं, इकोनॉमी के लिए कुछ उसमें फायदा नहीं पहुंचा रहे हैं। सो इनोवेशन फॉर नेशन, द मेजर ऑब्जेक्टिव्स एंड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन of some of the IP and business laws are Startup India, National IPR Policy, National Innovation Policy, and Skill India, Make in India. These are all adding value to the IP regime, which will have a great impact later on. You can see the IP filing trend. It is increasing, means every year. This is about how many have been filed, examined, granted, and a very fast rate of disposal is also there nowadays. And this is something very important, that whenever we do something, we want to have a rank. Whenever anybody, any child is studying, he wants to secure first rank, second rank, third rank to mark his visibility and eligibility, and means to show to the world that we are moving ahead. Here you can see in 2015, the Global Innovation Index of India was at 81st spot. 2016 66, 2017 60, 1952, and today India is at the 40th spot due to this IPR policy and a very dynamic and vibrant research and IP ecosystem. And in 2023 2022 we are at 40th spot, thanks to the institutes, the universities, and all the funding agencies for setting up a vibrant national innovation ecosystem. And in International Intellectual Property Index 2020, India ranks 40th out of 53 global economies, and in 2022 it is 43rd out of 55. So these all will take time, and thanks to the patient listeners. And here I will end up. Thank you.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर सौरभ सर। और आज का जो आपका व्याख्यान रहा, निश्चित रूप से काफी ज्ञानवर्धक रहा, और यह सोचने समझने के लिए कि भारत जैसे वैविध्यपूर्ण जो समाज है, जो देश है, अलग अलग क्षेत्रों की अपनी विशेषताएं हैं, उन विशेषताओं को संयोजा कैसे जाए। वर्तमान समय में जहां पर वैश्विक व्यवस्था इस प्रकार की है कि किसी एक अपने हुनर को लेकर आप उस पर इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट के आधार पर उसको संरक्षित कर सकते हैं। प्रारंभिक जो व्यवस्था भारत की रही है, चूंकि आईनेट्स संस्थान स्कूल ऑफ इंडिक स्टडीज इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ एडवांस साइंसेस का सम्मिलित प्रयास KSAS है, तो हम लोगों का एक विचार, एक धारा ये भी है कि प्राचीन भारत की परंपरा में जो हमारे यहाँ ऋषि मुनियों ने जो ग्रंथ रचे या जो भी उनके आविष्कार रहे, उन आविष्कारों पर
जी जी
उन्होंने अपना नाम देना या दिनांक देना, समय देना इतना भी आवश्यक नहीं समझा था। एक प्रकार की वह व्यवस्था भारतीय समाज की रही होगी, यह एक दिशा रही होगी भारतीय समाज की, एक सोच रही होगी। इसीलिए वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की बात आई, इसीलिए सबको समाहित करके आगे बढ़ने की बात आई। वर्तमान व्यवस्था में निश्चित रूप से परिवर्तन है, अर्थ आधारित व्यवस्था है। अर्थ की भी
जी
अपनी निश्चित भूमिका है, अर्थ के कई विभिन्न प्रकार हैं। इस पे एक विस्तार से चर्चा हो सकती है, समय की अपनी मर्यादा है। कुछ एक
जी जी
क्वेश्चन है चैट बॉक्स में, उसको लेने से पहले हम इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ एडवांस साइंसेस के जो हमारे प्रेसिडेंट हैं प्रोफेसर बलराम सिंह सर, आज आपके व्याख्यान पर उनकी एक संक्षिप्त टिप्पणी के लिए मैं उनको आमंत्रित करता हूँ। प्रोफेसर सिंह।
Thank you very much, Saurabh. It was really fascinating
थैंक यू
presentation,
सर।
and
थैंक यू सर।
it is important because a lot of people don't have any clue. So it's very, very important to understand. I just want to acknowledge Professor Madan Goel, who is economics professor and who was the vice chancellor of a couple of universities. He's here and making some comments. I also want to recognize, although this guy looks like he's written himself as a radio fan, but Dr. Amit Singh, he is a PhD and he was an intellectual property in the patent office. He worked, he was examiner or something. He's joining from US. So nice to see you, Amit.
थैंक यू सर।
And Dr. Hargobind Singh is here too. So looks like, very important group of people really find it fascinating. I have been, of course, patenting few things, but also I want to just disclose when my university, and you were telling about the history, mostly about India. In 1997, I was totally opposed to patenting, and I was in the faculty senate, and I was on research advisory committee of the chancellor and all that, and everywhere I opposed patenting, because I think something that I think Alok just alluded, कि भारत की अपनी परंपरा रही है, हो सकता हम उससे प्रभावित भी रहे हों, लेकिन आई वाज अ बेसिक रिसर्चर, बेसिक साइंस रिसर्चर, और मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि जब हम ये पैसे और इवेंचुअली यूटिलिटी तो होना चाहिए ना। आपने बोला कि वो पहले इन्वेंशन में एप्लीकेशन यूटिलिटी नहीं होगा तो वो पैटेंट भी नहीं मिलेगा, तो कहीं हम यूटिलिटी के चक्कर में फंस न जाए, और इसलिए मैं इसका बहुत ही विरोध किया था। हालांकि आई डिडंट सक्सीड in stopping it, but I did succeed in using it. At that university, I was the first patent holder. I was the first person who got licensing fee. मतलब सारा कुछ खूब हाईलाइट भी हुआ था यूनिवर्सिटी में, अभी भी हाईलाइट होता है। तो एक तो मैं उसका पूरा विरोध करता था, दूसरा उसका सबसे ज्यादा फायदा मुझे हुआ है अभी भी तक। तो ये दोनों परिस्थितियों को देखने के बाद मैंने ये कुछ ये विषय जो है, आई थिंक आलोक, ये विषय ऐसा है कि इसमें और लोगों को भी जोड़ के कभी एक पूरे दिन का विषय रखें, और यंग लोगों को भी साथ में जोड़ें, क्योंकि उनको ये ज्ञान होगा जो इन्होंने आज सौरभ ने बात बताई। कुछ और उदाहरण इनके रह गए हैं, अगर उदाहरण भी होंगे, और फिर मॉडर्न जो हम लोगों ने भी पेटेंट वगैरह फाइल किया, यहाँ भी फाइल कर रहे हैं, उसके भी कुछ उदाहरण देके और लोगों से। अब अमित जी से हमारी चर्चा चल रही है 1 साल से कि हम आई वांट टू पैटेंट माय चिल्ड्रन। अब आप बोलेंगे ये कैसे होगा? तो अभी इस पर बहस चल रही है, और राजकुमार ने भी एक सवाल उठाया हुआ है कि सोसाइटी में पैटेंट करने का क्या क्या कैसे किया जा सकता है। तो anyway, I do not want to take too much of time, because other people, I'm sure, have several questions already in the chat box, and but it is a very important topic, और उसको इंग्लिश को हिंदी में जब ट्रांसलेट करते हैं तो उसका भी मतलब कुछ और निकलता है, बौद्धिक संपदा अधिकार।
अधिकार। जी
हाँ, और सांख्य फिलॉसफी के हिसाब से ये लोग फिलॉसफी बैठे
आवाज आपकी सर
के
कट रही
बाद बुद्धि आती है। तो ये इसका एक बड़ा जो अभी, चलिए वो कट रही है, वो अब क्या कर सकते हैं, कटने देते हैं। और जो जो आ रही है हो सकता है कि वो आपके काम की हो। तो मेरा कहने का मतलब है कि हमारे यहाँ की फिलॉसफी में बुद्धि और संपदा और अधिकार, ये तीनों के अर्थ अलग होते हैं। और उसके अनुसार हमको जो भारतीयता लाने की, से आपने बहुत अच्छा कहा कि भारत के की जो स्थिति है सुधरती जा रही है। भारत जो है नंबर वन यंग पॉपुलेशन है, नंबर वन पॉपुलेशन तो ही है, नंबर वन यंग पॉपुलेशन है।
यंग पॉपुलेशन
600 मिलियन यूथ बिलो 35, उनको दिमाग है, भगवान ने दिया, बुद्धि दी हुई है। उसका अगर उपयोग करेंगे तो इस भांति से नहीं तो उस भांति से, किसी न किसी दोनों भांति से भारत का एक जागरण और संसार में उसका उपयोग, उसका कंट्रीब्यूशन निश्चित है। और आप जैसे इन ऐसे प्रेजेंटेशन से मुझे लगता है कि और भी जो लोग, व्हाट आई कॉल पीपल हु हैव बीन यंगर फॉर लॉन्गर, मतलब जिसके पास यंग होने का अनुभव ज्यादा है, और कुछ लोग हैं जो अभी यंग होने का अनुभव कम है, वो दोनों लोगों को फायदा होगा। हमको बहुत अच्छा लगा, सवाल हमारे पास भी बहुत हैं, लेकिन इसलिए मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि कभी इसके लिए चर्चा दिन भर की जाए। और आपका प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत ही रुचिकर रहा, बहुत ही उपयोगी भी है मुझे लगता है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
सर 2-3 क्वेश्चंस हैं चैट बॉक्स में, तो मैं पढ़ देता हूँ।
हाँ, एक बार आप देख।
रेडियो फैन जो अमित सर हैं, उनका क्वेश्चन है, ईयर्स एगो आई हैड लर्न दैट भारत डिड नॉट ग्रांट सॉफ्टवेयर पेटेंट्स, प्लीज करेक्ट और कंफर्म एज अप्रोप्रिएट।
व्हाट इज द क्वेश्चन?
Years ago, I had learned that Bharat did not grant software patents. Please correct or confirm as appropriate.
Sir, as far as I can say that now India is doing it because of the in Design Act that I have shown here, and it is being governed by the Design Act. So yes, we are having and we are getting this Semiconductor Design Act. Next question, Alok ji.
Yeah, Dr. Raj Kumar sir का question है, what are the criteria to protect through trade secrets? Can we consider a drug formulation a trade secret?
Drug formulation. See, trade secret, we can do trade secret if we don't want to, अगर हम किसी चीज से उसको प्रोटेक्ट नहीं करना चाहते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल पेटेंट से भी नहीं, ट्रेडमार्क से भी नहीं, इससे भी नहीं, दूसरे चीज से भी नहीं। और जो सबसे बेहतर और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है, दैट वेदर वी हैव दैट कैपेबिलिटी टू प्रोटेक्ट इट फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम, परपेचुअल, अगर उसको हम बहुत दिन तक रख सकते हैं तो ही ट्रेड सीक्रेट पे जाना चाहिए, अदरवाइज नहीं जाना चाहिए। और अगर आपको लगता है कि वो पेटेंट में फॉल नहीं हो रहा है, कॉपीराइट में नहीं हो रहा है, तो यस, वी मस्ट गो फॉर ट्रेड सीक्रेट इफ वी कैन डू इट, बिकॉज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जांपल दैट आई हैव शोन इज रिलेटेड टू कोका कोला, दैट दिस अ नॉर्मल अ वेरी सिंपल रेसिपी, ऐसा नहीं है कि कोका कोला की रेसिपी कोई बहुत ही रॉकेट साइंस से रिलेटेड रही होगी, बट उन्होंने अपनी रेसिपी को बहुत तरीके से आज तक कहीं शेयर नहीं किया और उसका फुल उन्होंने फायदा उठाया है। सो यस, आई विल से कि ट्रेड सीक्रेट आप रख सकते हैं।
इसी जो आपने आंसर दिया उससे संबंधित उनका एक और प्रश्न है, वी नीड टू डिस्क्लोज द फॉर्मुलेशन ऑफ एनी ड्रग और मॉलिक्यूलर मैकेनिज्म to any treatment to get the patent, then how can we protect our formulation forever, as in the case of Coca-Cola?
नहीं, अगर अगर आप अपने ड्रग फॉर्मुलेशन को प्रोटेक्ट करना चाहते हैं, डिस्क्लोज नहीं करना चाहते हैं, तो डिस्क्लोज तो बिल्कुल नहीं करना होगा, बट वो आपके और सिर्फ आपके ऊपर है कि हाउ यू कैन प्रोटेक्ट दैट ड्रग फॉर्मुलेशन विदाउट डिस्क्लोजिंग। तो आप अगर आप कर सकते हैं तो आप हमेशा रखिए, आपके कंपनी में एनडीए पॉलिसी साइन होना चाहिए, आपके यहाँ जो बाकी के लोग हैं वो नॉन डिस्क्लोजर एग्रीमेंट साइन करें, बिल्कुल आप उस चीज से आश्वस्त रहें कि वो लीक नहीं होगा, तो आप कर सकते हैं, देन देयर इज नो नीड टू डिस्क्लोज इट।
he has a question which Professor Singh has mentioned. Can social revolution or family traditions be patented, or what could be the mechanism for patenting these things?
एक मिनट. कौन सा क्वेश्चन है? अच्छा.
हाँ.
Can social revolution or family traditions be patented, or what could be the mechanism for patenting these things? No. As per my knowledge, to the best of my knowledge, we cannot patent the family traditions. If you at all want to have that traditional things, you want to protect it, then that is protected by TK or traditional knowledge. For example, if anything is traditionally known, and if you want to protect it, you cannot go for patenting, because patenting relies on three criteria. The first one is it should be novel, it should be industrially applicable, and the third one is it must be non obvious. ट्रेडिशनल थिंग्स आर, हम अगर ये कहें तो ट्रेडिशनल जो चीजें होती हैं वो सब ऑब्वियस होती हैं. फैमिली ट्रेडिशनल ऑब्वियस है, तो उसको ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज या टीके से करते हैं. और अभी इंडियन गवर्नमेंट इस पे फोकस कर रही है, और NICSPR जो दिल्ली की CSIR की लैब है, दे आर मेकिंग इन कोलैबोरेशन विद अदर इंस्टीट्यूट्स TKDL, ट्रेडिशनल नॉलेज डिजिटल लाइब्रेरी उनकी बनाई जा रही है. मेरे हिसाब से नहीं कर सकते हैं.
जी. प्रोफेसर MM गोयल सर हैं और जुड़े हुए हैं हमारे आईनेट से. उनका क्वेश्चन है, वो एक अपना स्कूल ऑफ थॉट्स चलाते हैं, नीडिनोमिक्स स्कूल ऑफ थॉट्स. उनका क्वेश्चन है, नीडिनोमिक्स स्कूल ऑफ थॉट्स इज इन्वेंशन और इनोवेशन?
नीडोनॉमिक्स स्कूल ऑफ थॉट इज इन्वेंशन और इनोवेशन. इस पे मैं कमेंट नहीं करूं, क्योंकि बहुत क्लियर मुझे नहीं हो रहा है कि नीडोनॉमिक्स. पहली बात तो मैं इसको
सर वो,
बट
जी जी,
हाँ, बताएं. आलोक जी बताएं मैम.
अर्थशास्त्र को उपयोगी बनाने हेतु समाज के आधार पर अर्थशास्त्र की नई व्याख्या का एक प्रयास है, एक उनका विचार है, और समाज और अर्थशास्त्र को मिलाकर आगे बढ़ाने का एक प्रयास है. तो वो पूछना चाहते हैं कि यह इन्वेंशन है और इनोवेशन. ही इज हियर एंड ही कैन कमेंट इफ पॉसिबल फॉर
नहीं,
हिम.
इन्वेंशन तो नहीं है, बिकॉज इन्वेंशन, एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू, दैट इज सॉल्यूशन टू अ टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम. अगर कहीं पे टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आपको कपड़े धोने में दिक्कत है, आप चाहते हैं कि आपकी एनर्जी कम लगे, इजीली हो जाए, और आपके दिमाग में क्या आएगा? वॉशिंग मशीन. तो इन्वेंशन इज रिलेटेड टू solution to a technical problem. I cannot see that there is a technical problem which is being solved by this, so it doesn't fall into the category of invention.
डॉक्टर शिप्रा दीक्षित का प्रश्न है, हाउ कैन इंटेलेक्ट बी गिफ्टेड? इज इट स्टोलन बट कैन नॉट बी गिफ्टेड? नीड्स क्लेरिफिकेशन.
एक मिनट. ये क्वेश्चन कहाँ पे है?
नीचे है सबसे सर.
सी, जैसा आपने बोला, इंटेलेक्ट जो है, इंटेलेक्ट की अगर आप बात कर रहे हैं, इंटेलेक्ट मतलब इंटेलेक्ट गिफ्ट नहीं किया जा सकता है. आप इंटेलेक्ट को इस्तेमाल करके लॉजिक के साथ अगर किसी इन्वेंशन को करते हैं, और वो इन्वेंशन यूजफुल होता है, और आप कोई प्रोडक्ट बनाते हैं या कोई प्रोसेस बनाते हैं, और आपको प्रोडक्ट या प्रोसेस पेटेंट मिलता है, उससे कोई फायदा हो रहा है, तो आप उसको अगर चाहें तो किसी को लाइसेंस कर सकते हैं. जैसे प्रोफेसर बलराम सिंह सर ने बोला था कि उन्होंने अपने एक पेटेंट को बहुत उससे लाभ प्राप्त किया. तो आप जो मैनिफेस्टेशन आएगा उसका, मतलब जो आपने दिमाग लगा के बनाया है, उसको आप गिफ्ट कर सकते हैं अगर आप चाहें. या तो आप उसको लाइसेंस कर सकते हैं, या मर्जर एंड एक्विजिशन कर सकते हैं. इंटेलेक्ट तो गिफ्ट नहीं हो सकता है.
जी
सर.
सर. जी.
सर, इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट में इंटेलेक्ट से ही आपका प्रॉपर्टी है ना, जो भी आपने प्रॉपर्टी बनाया, जैसे आपने अभी क्लैरिफाई किया कि जो भी उसका लाइसेंस होगा वो हम गिफ्ट कर सकते हैं, बट दैट दैट थिंग और दैट लाइसेंस इज समथिंग विच इज ऑब्जेक्ट, बट जो क्रिएशन है वो हमारा इंटेलेक्ट है, दैट इज इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट. तो ये इंटेलेक्ट से ही आया ना, तो वो स्टोलन हो
हाँ,
सकता है. इट मे बी ट्रांसफर बट इट कैन नॉट बी गिफ्टेड. आई थिंक सो.
नो यू मीन सी इंटेलेक्ट से बात, इंटेलेक्ट को यूज करके प्रोडक्ट पेटेंट या प्रोसेस पेटेंट या कॉपीराइट, हम जो जो चीज बना रहे हैं उसको आप किसी को गिफ्ट कर सकते हैं, वो स्टोलन हो सकता है। इंटेलेक्ट कैसे स्टोलन होगा? ये मेरे हिसाब से तो इंटेलेक्ट स्टोलन नहीं हो सकता है।
ये तो प्रॉपर, एक सेकेंड, यहाँ पे कंट्रोवर्सी ये है सर कि जो प्रोडक्ट का लाइसेंस है, दैट लाइसेंस को हम मतलब गिफ्ट कर रहे हैं, या हम किसी प्रोडक्ट को गिफ्ट, ये आप इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट की बात कर रहे हैं, इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट। तो वहां पे तो इट 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 इज रिलेटेड टू योर इंटेलेक्ट, इट इज रिलेटेड टू योर माइंड। माइंड का कुछ
एग्जैक्टली,
चीज है जो प्रॉपर्टी है आपकी, या
एग्जैक्टली। हाँ,
या
तो सपोज करिए कि मैं आपके सामने, आपको मैं लेता हूं फॉर एग्जांपल, आपके पास इंटेलेक्ट बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन आपने उस इंटेलेक्ट को यूज करके आप ये नहीं कर सकती हैं कि सौरभ यादव ने बोला कि मैडम जरा थोड़ा इंटेलेक्ट दे दीजिए मुझे, यू कैन नॉट गिव इट। बट अगर मैं बोलूंगा
या
कि शिप्रा मैडम आपने जो वो एक मशीन बनाई थी ना बहुत अच्छी, वो जरा आप मुझे दे दीजिए, आप वो दे सकती हैं, इंटेलेक्ट नहीं दे सकती हैं।
एग्जैक्टली
तो
यही
इंटेलेक्ट को यूज,
क्लैरिफिकेशन चाहिए मुझे जी। तो ये
हाँ हाँ,
प्रॉपर्टी का राइट हम दे सकते हैं, तो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी का राइट नहीं दे सकते कि दे,
नहीं नहीं नहीं
मतलब
नहीं
भाई
नहीं नहीं नहीं
दे,
नहीं 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 नहीं। वो जो प्रॉपर्टी आपकी बनी ना, वो
जी।
आपके दिमाग की उपज थी, उसको आपने इसलिए उसको इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी बोल रहे हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि जो हमारा ये इंटेलेक्ट है उसको हम कहीं पे देने की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, उसकी उपज, उपज, दैट इज मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ आवर इंटेलेक्ट।
थैंक यू सर।
Sir, can we patent sequence of a gene, like any useful gene?
सी द, अब ये फिर से डिबेट बड़ा लंबा चला जाएगा। आपने सुना होगा BRCA1 BRCA2, बरका जीन, बरका 1
Yeah, yeah,
बरका 2,
yeah. Yes,
सुना
yes.
होगा आपने ना? तो
Yeah.
इंडिया में पेटेंट जीन का नहीं, वो ज्यादा अलाउड है। बट बाहर बरका 1 बरका 2 के जीन की जब पेटेंटिंग की बात होती है ना, तो हम उस पर बहुत बड़ा वो एक डिस्कशन था कि बरका 1 बरका 2 जीन को जिसने पेटेंट कर लिया, तो ये बोला गया उसका जो द क्लैरिफिकेशन दैट वाज गिवन वाज दैट यू कैन नॉट, कोशिश ये कीजिए कि अगर आप जीन पेटेंट कर लेते हैं तो डायग्नोस्टिक किट आप फिर अपने हिसाब से करेंगे, जबकि जीन तो एक नॉर्मल आपके अंदर है, आइसोलेशन ऑफ अ जीन, यूजिंग अ जीन और उसके तरीके को प्रोसेस पेटेंट में आप यूज कर सकते हैं, बट डायरेक्टली जीन को पेटेंट करना फिर आगे के इन्वेंशंस को वो दिक्कत पैदा करता है। आप BRCA1 BRCA2 नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में जब होगा तो हम वो डिस्कस करेंगे, वहां पे वो चीजें ज्यादा
सर,
क्लियर होंगी।
सर एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन है बहुत। जो मैंने एक एक्सपेरिमेंट, मैं अपने लैब में एनसीबीआई डेटाबेस से कुछ प्लाज्मिड का सीक्वेंस था, किसी ने पेपर पब्लिश किया था, उसको लेके मैं उसको इन विट्रो सिंथेसिस कराया हूँ यूरोपियन से, और उसको असेंबली करके मैं एक वेक्टर बनाया हूँ। तो क्या उसको मैं पेटेंट फाइल कर सकता हूँ?
कि पेटेंट किस पे फाइल करना है, अब आपको ये डिपेंड करता है। मैंने बोला ना, ये पूरा का पूरा जो टॉपिक है ना, दिस टॉपिक इज हाईली डिबेटेबल एंड वी हैव टू ट्रेड वेरी कॉशियसली। आपने डाउनलोड किया सीक्वेंस, यही बोल रहे हैं
यस
ना,
सर, यस यस।
है ना? फिर आपने
तो
वेक्टर बनाया, फिर
हाँ,
आपने वेक्टर बनाया, तो आपने वो
यस,
जीन खुद, आप जीन पे जब आपकी क्लेम शीट बनेगी ना, पेटेंटिंग अटॉर्नी जो बनाएंगे, देन दैट जीन यू कैन नॉट पेटेंट, यू कैन पेटेंट द मेथड ऑफ डेवलपिंग दैट प्लाज्मिड यूजिंग सम काइंड ऑफ पार्ट्स ऑफ द जीन, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट थिंग्स, आप उसको पेटेंट के लिए ट्राई कर सकते हैं। बट जीन तो आपका पब्लिक डोमेन में है, वो आपने डाउनलोड किया है। अगर आप उससे आइसोलेट करके कहीं से फिर बना के कर रहे हैं, देन इट कुड बी। और सबसे जो मेन चीज होती है, वेन एवर वी आर डिस्कसिंग IPR, देन द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज, जैसे कि क्वेश्चंस आते हैं दिमाग में दैट ये हो सकता है, तो हमेशा 3 कसौटी पे उसको टेस्ट किया जाएगा, और वो टेस्ट वर्बली हम नहीं कर सकते हैं, वो टेस्ट सीधे और सीधे पेटेंट अटॉर्नी करता है। सर इस पे बता सकते हैं, और मेरे बात से वो इत्तेफाक रखेंगे दैट वेन एवर यू आर गोइंग फॉर एनी पेटेंट, देन द पेटेंट अटॉर्नी विल चेक ऑन दिस 3 क्राइटेरिया, ही विल चेक, क्रॉस चेक एंड रीचेक, देन ओनली यू कैन गेट सम काइंड ऑफ पेटेंट्स। सबसे पहले 3 एलिजिबिलिटी हमें डिसाइड करनी पड़ेगी, उसके बाद ही चीजें आगे होती हैं।
जी।
थैंक यू सर।
अब हम लोग थोड़ा समय से आगे हैं, और ये व्याख्यान और यह विषय काफी विशद भी है, और निश्चित रूप से जैसे सर ने कहा कि इसके लिए पूरा दिन अगर आपका समय रहेगा तो निश्चित रूप से अगले महीने में कभी भी हम लोग आपसे बात करके एक पूरे दिन के लिए और भी विशेषज्ञ जैसे अमित सिंह सर हैं और प्रोफेसर सिंह सर और भी लोग जो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स के विशेषज्ञ हैं, उन सब के प्रश्नों को, उन सब के विचारों को पूरे दिन के लिए अगले महीने में किसी दिन निश्चित करके इस पर और विस्तार से हम लोग चर्चा करेंगे। और जो प्रश्न हैं इनोवेशन और अन्य सब को ले करके, और एक दार्शनिक पक्ष है जो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स का, उस दार्शनिक पक्ष को लेकर कैसे समाज में हम इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी को लेकर आगे बढ़ें, उस पर कैसे क्लेम करें या क्लेम करना उचित है या नहीं उचित है, इन सब मानबिंदुओं पे बहुत जल्द पुनः आपको हम लोग बुलाएंगे। सर, बहुत ही सुंदर व्याख्यान रहा। आप देख रहे हैं काफी सारे प्रश्न भी उभर कर आए हैं, और व्याख्यान की सबसे सार्थकता ये होती है कि जहाँ बहुत सारे प्रश्न आते हैं तो व्याख्यान अपने कई आयामों को छूता हुआ आगे बढ़ता है। आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। KSAS की पूरी टीम आपका आभार प्रकट करती है, और पुनः बहुत जल्द हम लोग मिलेंगे। यहाँ पर जितने भी लोग यूट्यूब के माध्यम से भी देखे, यहाँ पर भी जो लोग उपस्थित रहे, आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अगले महीने नियत समय पर, निश्चित तारीख पर किसी अन्य विद्वान के साथ हम लोग पुनः उपस्थित होंगे। आप सबका बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।